Hi guys, I'm on the corner of Bedford and Grand right now, which is one of the busiest streets in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. This is my neighborhood, and the reason why we're here today is because I get a lot of questions, especially from out-of-towners, as to where I shop for my plants. And luckily, in New York City, some of the best places to shop for plants is right here in my neighborhood, just a few blocks from my house. So today, we're going to be visiting 4 shops: Sprout Home, Chelsea Garden Center, Toula House, and also Crest Garden and Hardware. So let's go. So Tara, when did you first start Sprout Home Brooklyn here?
We started Sprout Home in 2007 in Brooklyn and then Chicago in 2003. The neighborhood here in 2007 felt very similar to the neighborhood in Chicago in 2002, where it was definitely an area where a lot of artists were moving into. There was a lot of creativity happening, and we felt a need to bring some plants to the neighborhood, knowing the trajectory that would probably be forthcoming as far as more and more people follow creatives. And so the neighborhood was going to definitely boom.
So tell me a little bit about what drew you to Sprout Home.
So Sprout Home has this incredible design sense. Everything is curated in a way where we like to provide a little bit of inspiration for the customers. So helping out in that sort of sense is what we're all about.
If somebody walks into Sprout Home, what are some of the items that they could see that differentiates it from other plant shops?
Well, it's not only the items, like we have a lot of terrariums all around the store, like these guys right here.
Yeah, that's gorgeous.
We sell a huge assortment of pots, but we're all about helping the customer in a way where they understand plants, but they're able to take it home and then be able to take care of it the proper way. Nobody comes in the store and leaves without knowing the care of their plant.
Oh man, these are really beautiful pots. Luckily, I didn't bring my credit card. That's restraint. So when did you move to Williamsburg?
So we moved about 2 years ago in November. We used to be on 11th Avenue in Manhattan. About over 30 years ago, it was started in the Chelsea Garden Center area in Manhattan as a little tiny plant stand, and then it kind of grew from there. There are a lot of great plant shops here, and everyone sort of has their own unique voice, but I think what really separates us is we have a very suburban feel to the garden center, so it's really approachable. It's really interesting having people come in, and we really try and engage in conversation with them and really kind of make sure they understand basics of houseplants. And also we troubleshoot houseplants with people as well, but also every day we have people coming in with their photos and questions, and we love it. It's a way for us to engage with the community and also to kind of teach and have good conversation and good fun.
One of the other things that I think really differentiates you two is that we do workshops here.
No, it's so much fun. This audience here really loves getting their hands dirty, but in a unique way. It's not your typical audience that wants like suburban classes. They want something a little bit more artistic and really kind of geared towards houseplants, which is where you come in.
Really ask yourself not what you want in the house, but ask what that plant needs.
We've really made a lot of connections over the years to the communities that we've been in, and also to the people where we get our plants from, our sources. And that shows greatly through the huge selection we have outside in our nursery. We have perennials, annuals, deciduous trees, evergreens, everything really from all these sources that we've found over our 30 years of being in business. And that also shows in here into our houseplants. We have a huge selection. So, you know, we range from the staples, and we have some pretty unique gems.
One of the cool tips that you should know about the Chelsea Garden Center is that they give 10% off if you show your New York Botanical Gardens card. I feel very fortunate that we have a lot of great plant shops in Brooklyn. Probably saw that there's a lot of sales for plants here, but what they would have probably found if they looked a little bit deeper into the data is that 90% of the plant sales probably belonged to me. Tell me a little bit how Toula came to Williamsburg.
In 2016, we started Toula as a plant and design shop, but we were mostly working out of Toulita, which is our plant truck, our mobile greenhouse that we were taking from festival or markets and stuff like that.
A plant truck is kind of a novel idea, but how did that come to be?
Williamsburg commercial real estate was not something we wanted to invest in. And also we didn't want to go from one box of an office to another box of a shop. So open air life sounded pretty good if we could make it work.
But because of the small quarters of Toula, it was a very intimate setting when you walk in there, and also turf is a very relaxing setting. People really feel like they could just sit and talk to us. So education becomes a big part of it. So it's not like we're just going to sell you a cactus because you like the pot. We do ask you, where do you live? Do you get a lot of sun? Are you used to taking care of things? We ask all those questions to make sure that you're going to get the right pot. We've definitely turned away people before when they're like, I love cactus and I live in a basement, and we're just like, well, you're not going to have a cactus. At least from us, we're not going to give it to you.
Yeah, we just don't want it to die.
Yeah, it takes so long to get that cactus into the place that it is.
Yeah.
So the way we do pottery is that we kind of treat it a little bit like fashion, where we have a different line every season. So every season we collaborate with a different artist to create our pottery. Everything's handmade. What I think we've become known for is the pre-potted pieces.
And also what we're working on for the wintertime, we're going to expand the product line more and go to a little bit of home object design and apparel, but everything that is inspired by nature. And we're also working with a factory in Los Angeles that is working with recycled cottons, which is really important to us.
So tell us a little bit about Crest Hardware's history within Williamsburg.
Crest was established in 1962. My father and uncle started the shop. Before you know it, they were an intricate part of the community.
That's phenomenal. And what do you think actually still differentiates you from some of the other plant centers here?
Obviously, being a little bit larger, we're able to carry a wider variety and not just always carry the historically high-selling items that have, oh, well, we can sell snake plants all day. Yeah, they turn around, they're great because they're practically one of the more bulletproof plants that we have.
Right.
But we can get some stuff that looks like it came straight out of a Dr. Seuss book as well. And that's what's fun, and that's what keeps people coming back, is never knowing if they're going to be seeing something new, whether it be in the greenhouse or out back, and then also having the knowledgeable staff to tell them how to take care of this crazy looking Dr. Seuss plant that just came in. That's part of what also separates us from the pack, whether it be hardware or garden. Those characteristics, they bleed into both. And it's also what makes it such a symbiotic relationship between the garden and the plants, is this DIY aspect to it, where you can come here and get the plant, and maybe you have an idea in mind. We have all the materials. You can build it yourself.
It's amazing. And you also have a pig.
I do.
Not many plant shops here have a pig.
Lest not we forget Finley the Parrot. Both Finley and Franklin, they add to that experiential factor. You can come in here with your kid or your chicken, and it makes from, as opposed to saying, we got to go to the hardware store, we got to get these parts. Hey, you want to go see a pig? Yes, I do. And then, it's a safe enough and fun enough environment where kid can be in the yard and checking out Finley or Franklin, and while the parent's shopping inside, knowing that they're in a safe environment.
I hope you enjoyed that tour of all of the best plant places in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. And remember, if you want to follow along, do so on Instagram at Homestead Brooklyn, at homesteadbrooklyn.com, and of course on Plant One On Me here every Thursday. Bye!